feel that I'm fortunate to live in one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and I think I've seen enough of the world to be able to say that. I'm thankful for that beauty that I see every single day. One of the effects of intense drilling for natural gas is to despoil the beauty of the Catskills and other rural areas in New York and Pennsylvania. If you were to do a series of photos like you're talking about, or perhaps you've already done some, about the process of drilling, what would you want to show?
Well, any series, and it's a series, I'm doing that series and I add to it every month. Hydrofracking is such a complex process. First off, it happens in multiple stages. You get your landman, he makes a deal, he goes away. Then the tree clearers come and they clear a spot, they pour a concrete pad or a gravel pad, they go away. The drill team comes, that's a big mess. The drill rig drills the hole, they lay the pipe, they go away. The fracking team comes, completely different operation. The fracking trucks, the fracking fluids, they come, they do their thing, they go away. Then there's the site cleanup crew, and all of a sudden, okay, all you've got left is a giant contaminated gravel pad.
And the pipelines.
Well, the pipelines are a whole other, I've been working on the pipelines. So any series of pictures about this kind of needs to tell all those stories. It needs to see the beauty that will be destroyed. It needs to see the cutting of the trees. It needs to see the fragmentation of the habitat with the pipelines. And then it needs to see the drill rigs, and then it needs to see the fracking team, and then it needs to show what's left over. And what I have found, and I've been to photograph fracking 10 times. I've been probably on 10 flights to photograph this process. And in each flight I get 2 or 3 more essential pictures that really tell the story. You know, the pipelines, you've mentioned pipelines several times, it's my new obsession actually. And as I mentioned to you, I went to photograph the Mark I pipeline, which is a pipeline they're drilling through the Endless Mountains wilderness in Pennsylvania. Again, habitat destruction. You can't fragment habitat. Then, you know, I love it. We're such a conflicted species. There's not one person amongst us who doesn't love to sit and watch Animal Planet. Right? Everyone loves the cute little wolves and bears, but yet they don't make the connection. Hydrofracking destroys habitat. That destroys the homes of the cute little wolves and bears. You like Animal Planet? You got to be against hydrofracking. You know. So any group of pictures has to have 1 or 2 pictures of each of these stages of the process. And they've got to be beautiful pictures. So let's face it, we're all overloaded with imagery. So the pictures have to be grabbing. So, and that's why each time I go out and I get 1 more picture that tells me. I mean, this picture is one of the best I've ever seen at telling the story of how much water is used in the fracking process. Now we can see there that we've got a drill rig. So they're overlapping steps here. They've got water trucks bringing in water for the fracking process, but they're still drilling. So the water they're putting in that reservoir is for the next step. But it gives you a sense of scale of how much water is needed, because the farm behind there would clearly fit in that reservoir. So, you know, that gives us a sense of scale of how much water is needed for each of these wells. You know, you can fit the farm in the reservoir of water. I mean, something doesn't add up with this picture.
Right.
So yes, and that's my dream, is to have a traveling exhibit with some kind of audio, you know, multimedia exhibit that would travel to all of these places, and I'm trying to put it together. I mean, I applied to the Guggenheim for money, because it's expensive. You know, each one of these prints cost me $250.
Yes.
The frames, by the way, are handmade out of wood that I milled, sustainably milled wood. I milled it myself.
I'd like to close with a question to which I have no answer.
Oh, I've got answers.
I hope so. I really do hope so. I showed some of your pictures that appeared on, well, there was a a newspaper
I'm
type.
serious about that. Write the Park Foundation. Write environmental advocates.
Okay.
Say, we want an exhibit of Henry's to travel around our area.
Well, I think we can do that.
We'll help book libraries.
Okay.
We want him to come talk.
Okay.
You know, write
Okay.
the Park Foundation.
Okay.
Write Amy Panic at the Park Foundation. I'll give you her name.
Fine.
But they'll say, oh, we can only fund a 501c3. We can only give money to...
Yes. All right. Well, I showed.
I don't know that. I haven't I've been
Right.
trying to get her on the phone.
Okay.
I know the Park Foundation funds many of the great work much of the great work that's being done.
Yes.